Well, we've got an appropriate quest, it seems. So finally the cards have been changed, so we can build our decks, or like our Stonescar mid-range deck. So let's just fire this up. So obviously we want to play champion. Probably want to play Vara. Slam this. Probably stat Maiden. Because we could play other 4-drops like Highwayman, but I don't think we want to be that aggressive. Obviously, stat Maiden can be aggressive, but if we don't want to lose to someone like the Bear, we'd rather just like entomb it and just get it out of here. So I guess in terms of merchant, we can either go fire or deadly. Probably want to be like deadly. I think that's sort of like a sub theme that could be pretty spooky and pretty good against our opponents. Don't think we want both merchants because there's probably not that much overlap between what we actually want. Although we're probably going to be putting like a bunch of hybrid cards in there. I don't think we really want the Ixtal merchant, but it's a maybe. You know, it's something we could have in there. Actually, I think Ixtal merchant means that we get to put like show in the market. That's interesting. Well, we can change the merchants later, I guess. So we want like a treachery. We want to have access to that. Like, so in the market, just being able to grab this that's kind of good. So main deck. What else do we want? So got like 3s, 4s. Maybe big Jekk is good. Yeah, like long gun, like some of that. And then so the removal kind of stinks in Stonescar, but now we've got Desecrate. That's actually not quite as bad. So do we want Instigator in this? I think we might do. It's just sort of a similar role to Teacher, just as like an actual beater. Although Teacher's got like some other reasons why it's good. You know, namely the weights. Just these extra damages that you can get are probably still pretty potent, I'll be honest with you. So now if we look at like 5-drops, because that's probably where we want to have something that's like going up. We don't really have any sights for our faction realistically. Let's get to like 2 Obliterous, and it's kind of aggressive. I'm not too sure what you can actually get that's good at 5. So we can play Tyrant. I do like that, but we just get snapped up by... There's also Umbran Reaper. Oh, it's been a while since I played with Umbran Reaper. All the face agencies, that's probably not the best strategy. I do kind of like Scrap Tank. So Scrap Tank's good. But maybe just slam like Tyrant. That's fine. We can be sort of loose to Annihilate, I guess. It's kind of fine. So let's get rid of this. I always put like a lucky Suffocate in, pretty much every. I've just like this premium Suffocate since I started playing the game. I just always, if I can play it, I just usually do. And then we don't really need like Annihilates, really. So I can put like Ink Open. So this isn't like the best thing. Probably won't have one of these in the market, just to get access to it though. That's one of the nice things about having this sort of setup with no smugglers yet, is we get to just like put things like extra copies in here. And then we probably want to have some amount of office. So there is a little bit of redundancy with this because it gives our units lifesteal and a lot of money of lifesteal, but it helps with Desecrate. It's actually kind of nice with Instigator. Shove 1 in here. And then we've actually got some really nice 2-drops in for units. Mostly in Shadow, to be honest. So we've got Dream Statue, which is kind of nice. We've got like a discard package, which we don't yet. I might put like some Suffocates in though. And then Furnace Nightshade, which Furnace Nightshade is really good with Dizo's office. But I think in place of like the drawing cards or whatever, let's just put these in for now, because we're going to put some discard package in, and then we'll put like some chosen so we can draw some cards. We cycle to these. So I think Charles, probably just having access to this is probably a little bit better than just having like Cookbook. You can't really sit on it as well, but yeah, it's still kind of good. Doctor, want one of these in the market. Then let's get some favors. Now let's have a look at what else we've got here. Maybe we don't actually want all 4 of these, but it's sort of interesting we can play around. Actually, we're having Dream Statue. We've no longer got the room for the discard package, but let's put some in anyway. We can always like cut down on this later. Suffocate, Sabotage. Got like kind of a nice thing going on here. Just really sort of chunky threats, realistically. Let's just do what I usually do to make sure I've not forgotten anything. I just put like legendary, because usually you can find like all the powerful stuff that way. It's nothing that's really screaming out to me as something that we would definitely need, but think I'd like that in the market, just because this is kind of good at like tidying up sort of anything that's a little bit on the aggressive side. I do like just being able to pick one of them up. Don't very much like market. I don't very much like power in the market. I'd rather just have like stuff in there and just play more power. So we're probably going to make some cuts. So get rid of Dream Snatchers, go up Vara's favour. We're probably going to play at 28 power, I think. I wish there was like a button you can press that just showed you all like they just filled in these in for you as well. Don't think we are much in the market for Waystone, but we'll play the fire one because then we get like things to throw away for the market. So 30 power is a little bit too much. Let's go down a little bit to 27 plus the 3 tutors. I do like that. I've got Crest as well, so that helps. I do have like 7 drops, so we're probably going to play like some amount of culls to decks. What have we got in terms of removal? So we've got the 4 Desecrates, Suffocate, some Incold Bloods, and like deadly units, so it should be okay. I could probably go down on Shadowlands Tyrant a little bit. This is just like a. This is just to see sort of where we can get to. So. This isn't like the more serious deck we put the most thought into. It's mostly like here's cards we own that we can put in. So we've got 3 more slots. Maybe. So unfortunately, there's no other sites we can play, which kind of stinks. Maybe we could play like 2 Treacheries in the main. That's kind of nice. Just being able to hit things. We're generally not going to be very loose to things like units, but sites we might be. So just having like access to this quite a lot is probably kind of good. We could go up to the 28th power, I think, because we do have Cho, and long gun we do sort of want to hit our power drops, but we don't want to play like a random off crest or anything like that, especially because we have Champion of Chaos. I don't want to play any Diplo Seals. Maybe we could. Actually, what I was just going to follow something now, just completely forgot what it is that could be good in this kind of strategy, but let's just. Could slam a seat, go down a power. Let's have a one Seek. Just replace the 1-5 Sigil, and then I'm not quite sure why, but I did want something. I've completely forgotten what it was. I was just thinking, oh, yes, we could do that, and then just didn't. So I think we can actually put the other Jekk. We could try this. Well, we could go down to one of these in the main, one of these in here, and then. Something interesting in like deck building, like what we can do. I do like this as like a threat. It's just, this is very hard to block if it goes uncontested. We do have 2 slots, which is kind of nice. Maybe we do want some like the other copy of Vara's favour. Then we could potentially go up more Sabotage. Yeah, I do like that. Yeah, so this deck, this feels nice now. We probably actually want to go 7 there, go up there. Just we've got like a sort of equal power base because we do need like a lot of fire sources for the Cho, and we've got a lot of like shadow requirements that we need in the deck, but with Argenport Instigate it's a little bit less than it previously was. So I do kind of like this. Let's try some ladders. Could try like 2 games or something just to see how it gets on and see what this deck can actually do. So let's go kind of slow hand here. We've got like a Sabotage and a Merchant. See, Merchant can grab a threat, so I'm kind of more into this than I would have otherwise been, so maybe we'll actually keep it. If we do draw like a 2-drop, I would like to lead with the Seek Chaos first, so we can Sabotage on 1, because if we draw like Instigator, we can just slam it. Yep, couple of braces, so we're playing against Hero. No reason to Stepping Tool, because there's no other cards in hand. Bottles get muted. As much as I enjoy playing with like this totem over here, it gets really annoying because it makes a lot of noise. I would actually prefer it just came like this. And we can sort of get rid of doing nothing on this turn. Not doing nothing either. If our opponent is sort of like the flying version, could be kind of tedious. Okay, so let's just play Instigator. That seems nice. If our opponent plays like a nice Justice unit next, we just get to slam it with Cold Blood. So it turns out we could just play this anyway. Our influence has worked, but yeah, we are killing this. So let's just Cold Blood this. Just don't need it, but no time for that in my life. Oh, and we got to What? Can we re-roll that? How many cards our opponent had in hand? So they had 5 cards in hand. We in cold blood them. They had 2 unseen commandos in hand. Ah, it's absurd. Like, we could lose because who flies is really powerful, but like, how can you lose after that? That's absurd. And we've got like another in cold blood. Right row. Well, our little dude's getting silenced, but that's not a problem. Let's just try this again. The spook plat, yep. Let's be having you. Ah, we didn't get to do it twice, but that's absolutely absurd. Just like ripping the unseen commandos out of the hand. Absolutely absurd. I will attack here first before I play Stat Maiden. Just because we get to kill both things that way. Because if I want double blocks, okay, they're not in the market to double block whatsoever. That's kind of fine by me, realistically. Oh. Yeah, Chon Top's great. So what can we do here? We can grab Vicious Highwayman. I kind of like grabbing Vicious Highwayman, even though we'd lose Maiden, because then we can ping this for 1. And then we can... There's actually a lot of things we can do. So we can actually just go and get Dizo's office, which is fair. That's something we can do. We can merchant to trade Maiden out for the Vicious Highwayman. I think we can kill this and have like a lifesteal threat in play, which seems good for us. I think I'm just going to attack though. I think I'm just going to play Stat Maiden. I'm going to wait. I'm going to see what the Chilled Treasure does for us. We can't quite do it all next turn because we do actually need like power for this, but we can Treasure Trove here. We should be able to be kind of aggressive enough. So let's do this. Let's get Highwayman. Then we get to do that play that we described. I was probably... Do I mind if they double block us? I probably don't actually because I put the things on Vicious Highwayman. We get to kill both of their things. We get 2 cudgels. This makes this play kind of less exciting. Oops, just getting called there. Just one moment. Okay, so that's not quite how we wanted it to work out. But now we get to perhaps get like Vicious Highwayman going with Stone Cudgels. Yeah, just had a phone call to jump out of the game for. But yeah, there we go. That's our first win, and we'll be back for the second game, just sort of like seeing how this actually goes. Oh, here we go. Let's give a bit of cherry cola on. Some. So we don't actually see many of the new cards then, but again, this could just be another patch where we're just sort of like seeing what we could actually do here. So we've got a Crest. A Sabotage to be able to protect our Vara. I kind of like this, so let's get my cherry cola ready. Yeah, I'll keep that. You know something I've been thinking like the past couple of days? Like, this is really hot where I live right now. But we have Easter, which is where we all give each other sort of like chocolate or giant chocolate eggs. And that seems kind of like a bad time of year to do it because now they just all melt. We can probably hit this on 4, so I will keep Stat Maiden. This is really powerful in a lot of matchups. And then of course we get to like pop up on it with Sabotage. That made a noise. Is that a pledge card? Well, they're probably not going to be able to do anything next turn with that, so we'll just treasure. Pardon me. Oh boy. That was potent. So we kind of don't get to do it all. But I was going to Vara's favourite opponent. Get the 4th power. And then we should be able to do sort of like anything. But I was going to play Stat Maiden first, realistically. Like, what's Praxis going to do about that? If they don't play anything, though, or just a Champion of Impulse, yeah, in that case, we'll actually just play Vara. And then we can Sabotage them next turn. Like, they probably don't sacrifice this, do they? Yeah. We block. I'll make that trade, because this is... I want us up to something if they're doing this.
It'll get the job done.
Okay, well, our opponent has got the market, so there's a good chance we get to pinch whatever they've got in the market. I will attack here. If our opponent wants to double block, I'm more than happy with that, because we will be piping up with a Stonescar banner here. So let's see what our opponent's got. If they've got a torch, then we could probably just take it. So Obliterate and Flame Blast. Oh boy. Our opponent has wasted no time in getting ready for this. So considering they can actually do the Obliterate for 6 next turn, we'll take that. And then we'll just play Stat Maiden. If our opponent wants to do this block here, yeah, okay. So I thought would have just been a completely rough spot there. So anyway, this is a quick video just to sort of see what we can do with the new cards, and maybe it's a little bit anticlimactic because that game, you know, didn't go very many turns, but I guess that's just Stonescar for you. It can get ahead and stay ahead. Okay, so I was just looking at the deck list, and I just realised that there's something that was missing, and that was Torch. So the reason this came up is I don't think we actually would need it too much, but the reasons it's good is because Stat Maiden and then Shadowlands Tyrant works really well with like fast speed interaction, of which we don't have too much. So what I decided to do is I'm going to try going without the Shadowlands Tyrant, and I'm going to go with Jekk Long Gun like extra copy maybe. I'm not sure. No, let's go like this. I want to try the Torches in there, just because it's good with Stat Maiden. Of course, Torch isn't the greatest with Shadowlands Tyrant, but you do have fast speed interaction. So if we were playing Death Strike and Annihilates, it'd be a lot better because then you can clear the way and you can just keep attacking with it. I think if we were going to play one of the diesel engines, I think we'd probably play that Dizo instead, because not Dizo, Jekk, the 5-cost fire one, just because that attacking, like with these other units like Vara and even Carried Merchant, that's going to be pretty scary to try and come back from. So we're just going to play like a bunch of interaction. 26 units is a lot, and we've got Dark Turn over here that we can sort of like we do have access to. So I'm going to try this for one more game. And they're going to wrap it up. Just talk about the deck and talk about what the future of maybe the format could be for like the next couple of weeks. So here we are, potential to Dream Crush. Also, I'm saying I need to have a real shade there. So as much as I would normally love to keep this, like £6 on the show, I probably can't actually keep that. Let's redraw. This seems kind of good. We're up to like 4-folds with Deadly after a Desecrate. That seems great. We don't have the other side sorted, but you know, we're a 2-faction deck, and getting triples probably kind of okay, kind of easy for us. Play against Combre. This could be because of the recent change to Desert Marshal. Desert Marshal is now 2-2. Maybe that's another reason to be kind of suspicious about my... yeah, let's pop that. Okay, a lot, because if there was a teacher, we could just desecrate the teacher, it's not a problem. So, actually, because we're against Combre, I'm going to play Granite Waystone. So this is something we used to do. Because our opponent is mutant because they're going ham here with the mutts. So because our opponent's playing Justice, they can actually, okay, we'll just get to have it all. Just wallop you for 5. Please don't Defiance us. I should just could play both of them. Just like, we're not getting harsh roll next turn. If you kill one of them, you don't kill both of them, so it still gets game for damage. So that is Champion of Chaos, but the reason we played it like we did is because we wanted to be a free-free, because our opponent can play Vanquish, and if we've got a free-free, Vanquish doesn't do anything, and we get to wallop them for 5 if they do have Vanquish. Well, it's going to be 4, because we're going to make it with the Deadly. We just happen to draw the dual source, so we're able to crack them, and give them, you know, the full force of Champion of Chaos. So this video's been really quick, but I'm kind of happy with that, because now I get to go and redo the outro, now that I've sort of... you know, had some more thoughts. Okay, so that was Stonescar Midrange, and it seems good to me. Obviously, we're going to be in a format again now for another couple of days, maybe a week, maybe until like the next ETS or whatever, where no one really knows what's going on. We didn't get enough games to really see the new cards in action. Well, the reworked cards like Treachery and, you know, but I think that it's fine. We can see that there's now a shell there that supports them. It isn't just the deck's not just going to be okay, medium, good because of Champion of Chaos and Treachery and Argenport Instigator being castable in your like deck that cares about triple although it's a double. And actually we've got a quad fire, so actually I guess there's a little tension between the quad fire and double shadow. But yeah, it's not going to be built around just these cards, but these cards add enough support cards available that it's kind of fine to do the thing you want to do. We have got like loads of 4-drops. We've got like 12-ish. No, we've got 11 plus like 2 more in the market. So 26 power plus like the 4 tutors, or 5 tutors, is probably enough for that. I do like Vara's Favour. So Vara's Favour is going to be kind of hit and miss at the moment. We can pair it with Torch, which is, you know, kind of medium. It can kill things off because we are getting into combat, and like sometimes the 1 damage can do some work. It's still going to be good against Hojan. The 3/2 ones that got buffed into 2/2s today. Like whatever. Hojan's still fine, and the Ricano Merchant now dies to Vara favour, which is absolutely fantastic. But other than that, I do like this deck. I like what it's doing. Stonescar Midrange is something that I've tried making work for a while, but you end up being like, well, why am I not playing Granite? Because that's just a better version. But now we've got like actual payoffs, like just a 5/5 Deadly Overwhelm is like really aggressive. It can also be defensive now where it couldn't before, because when it was a 5/3, it was basically only aggressive, because blocking is going to lose to a 3/3. But now it's going to be like a 4/4 or a 5/5. It's just going to trade with like whatever, and sometimes it's going to eat stuff. Like if you've got 4/4, your opponent tries attacking with Teacher and like some other stuff, you get to kill their biggest thing and still keep your thing around for the next turn. And also just things like Champion of Chaos are just great against like tokens, because you still get to get in there, give them the business. And this is another way we're going to be able to pressure sites. So we've got a couple of ways of pressuring sites now, because we've got Treachery, which can pressure it from the hand, and we can also just like tutor up the Vicious Highwayman with our Merchant, which is able to give us like a charge way of being able to deal with the site. So maybe if we was playing the Fire Merchant instead, which I could very much say, we could have like the cookbooks in the market. We could also just have like the one Cho in the market, I don't know. But then we'd be able to play other things like Signal Flare. And Signal Flare, just being able to get like a cheap one-cost interactive spell is just really powerful, because it can turn your Merchant into something which, like in other games like Magic, would be called like a Flametongue Cavalry, because it's going to turn up and it's just going to kill one thing, and you're going to have a body in play that's going to be able to still protect you in trade, attack and block and all this sort of stuff. But also like things like Signal Flare are really good with Stat Maiden, because you get to play Stat Maiden and you get to kill their thing, get in the cudgel. And I think that cudgels are kind of good with merchants as well, because it gives you a thing that you can just put into the market, and actually you can also just get it back out, because it is a Stonescar card. It's got the influence requirements hidden, but it is actually one Stonescar, but because it's a transform, it doesn't matter. Well, it's transform and stolen, I think, so yeah. But if you interestingly, the reason I know this is because if you like void bound your opponent's void, transform things with Stat Maiden, and then they shuffle their void back into their deck after void bound removes, if they draw the cudgels can't be played because they require Stonescar, which is an enjoyable amount of layers to be going into. But overall, I enjoy this deck now, and we've got changes in the format again, so close to a new set release, which normally I think that Dow would have stayed away from. If they're just like, well, the format's kind of boring, there's things that people don't like because people are kind of upset with Palace and things like this. But they're willing to make changes now, and this to me shows is a real change, a real positive change from Dow, because the listing, obviously, they're a small place, so it's not quite a monolith, but I feel like they've got some old-fashioned sort of like management in there, so it is taking a long time to turn things around. But they are listening. We were all talking about it's too long between content releases, really. Like, campaigns are cool, but it's like 10 cards, it's not like a huge change. And then draft is staying the same, so they're rotating like the draft format with changing the curated packs, which is something that we've sort of had the ability to do for a while, and now also just having sets more frequently. It is just going to be great for the game, because there's going to be more things to talk about, and when there's more things to talk about, it's like more people talking about it. It's just going to be people talking about it more on YouTube, more on Twitch, and I think that'll be what will drive the marketing from creators, rather than sort of nonsense with Twitch drops, because I think that's honestly just been unsuccessful realistically. I've actually enjoyed and been on Twitch more like this weekend since the drops have gone than when the new drops were in with the campaigns, just because it seemed better. There was no tension to be like, well, I really like this streamer, but if I go and idle in this other streamer that I don't like, then I get like a bunch of free stuff because they're doing a diamond campaign. Now it's just you go and watch who you like, and that's great. And they can sort of boost onto other people at the end by raiding them, and you don't have to worry about it. So I've seen people tweeting like, I was going to come and stream, but there's a diamond campaign going on, so why would I bother? I'll try again in like 2 hours when it's done. And that just seems awful. I'd rather just you go and discover people, and I'd like to organically discover new people, rather than them running a campaign and they all of a sudden like go from being a stream that has 7 viewers to being a stream that's got like 1,000 viewers because they've got a diamond campaign, and they can't keep up with chat, or the chat's just idle, because that's just not fair on them. Like, let them grow, let them develop, let them get better with interacting with the chat, because that's what a lot of what I like about Twitch is it's an interactive medium. Like, they just happen to be playing something that you like, most of the time you can go in there and like, oh, that's a cool deck, what is it? You know, I'm going to look at the Waystone, I'm going to pinch it. But really for me, it's just the talking to the streamer and finding out what they think about the game and what they think about the plays. So anyway, that's enough from me. Thanks for watching. It was a short couple of games, but I've absolutely waffled at the front and at the back, so we've padded it out a bit, and hopefully this will be, well, you know, kind of a nice video. I'm glad to be back though. It feels good to actually be entertaining and just getting in there, because like the first couple of videos back, like the Hero ones I did yesterday, it's probably one of my best work. I got a bunch of comments being like, oh, you're not playing very well, and I'm like, well, yeah, but playing and talking is difficult, especially with like most of the decks I look at, it's like the first time I played it. Sometimes I try and get in like one test game with it just to see what it's all about, especially if it's something weird. Like there's some Diogo decks at the minute that are doing weird things with Invoke the Waystones, but I'm like, I don't know what that's all about, so I'm probably going to have to do some test games, but if it's something a bit more straightforward, I'll just run into it. But there's things that I'll miss, like I miss like the sight could give Berserk to kill, and I was just like, nah, whatever. We're back at it. See you around.